Hey, how y'all doing out there in YouTube land? This Stiletto coming at you from the Wild Wild West. Hope everybody's getting ready for the holidays. Everybody's got their presents and knows where they're going for Christmas dinner. But anyway, this is a video. This is going to be my last end of the year video for knives I purchased this year and knives I purchased last year or even previous years that are my favorites. I just wanted to share with everybody. Hey, sweetie. You coming in for the last video of the year? Huh? This my girl? This my Juno? Okay. She gotta say hi to everybody. Yes, my girl. Yes, she is. Okay, sweetie. And so anyway, I thought we'd have some fun and do a good video. Ooh, watch the claws there, kiddo. So here we go. Let's start with the ones, my favorites, that I've been carrying for many years. Ever since they first came out. When I say many years, I say probably like about 10 years or so, or maybe even more, I don't know. Around that amount of time. But this was my first Recon 1. And I still carry it today. It's an Oz 8 Recon 1. This one I removed the finish. It had the old Tough X finish. I polished it out. It's been polished a lot of times, a lot of different times. It's been scratched up or messed up, and I repolished it, and each time it got a little bit shinier. Basically, that's how it sort of works. And you don't see any pocket clips on it. That's the way I like to carry this one. This one I like to carry in my motorcycle jacket pocket, my front right motorcycle jacket pocket, where I'm wearing a jacket and not a vest. This would be like one of the knives I'll carry. Absolutely love it. Original Recon 1. Old school. This is the original Triad Recon 1, should I say. I bought this one when they first came out with the Triad Recon 1s. It's the original model. All right, I have another one too that I just collected because I bought two of them. Like you know how I do. Another knife that I think I showed it in the last video. But this is another knife that I carry in my motorcycle jacket pocket. It's another choice I have. And this is my I think they called them a medium espada. I think this was called the medium espada. It has a 3.5-inch blade. The Recon, by the way, had a 4-inch blade. 3.5-inch blade. And this is Navaja style. Has a hollow ground clip point blade. Upswept Navaja style blade. Absolutely love this knife. It's not the only one I have. I have like 3 or 4 of these things. But this is the one that I carry. The other ones are collectors. I have one that's a all blacked out one. It's a CTS XHP one. I used to carry that one too. But this is the one that I've always carried. Why? Because it doesn't have any pocket clips. That's the way I carry this. It's a jacket pocket knife for me. And sometimes I'm wearing a jacket where this one will fit okay. And other times I need to, do something where, the jacket maybe has a curve in it, and this one fits perfectly in it. My other knife that I carry, I've always used, and I still do use today. All these knives, I pulled them out of my jacket pockets that were in my closet. That's the reason why you didn't see a lot of them before, because I forgot that I have them, because they're knives that just are always in my jackets. And so if I grab a jacket off the rack, it already has a knife in the pocket. But this is the American Lawman. This is my first American Lawman. Well, the Spyderco is my first Espada too. I still carry it. So all these knives are over, I don't even know. Whenever these models first came out, that's when I got these knives. So I don't even know. I don't even want to say how old they are. They might be like, because we're going on 22 now, so I think these knives came out like 2012, 2013, 14, something like that. Or it might have been earlier. I might be mistaken. But whenever they came out, that's why I got them. This is one of the smoothest knives is American Lawman, the old one. This is the one that has the Oz 8A stainless steel. And originally, all these knives, except for the Spada had originally a stone wash finish, and I polished it. And the Recon one and this one both had a black Tough X finish. They're all blacked out knives originally. But these to me are the smoothest knives. They feel like butter. And I just love the way this original grip feels. I wish Cold Steel would bring back these thicker grips for the American Lawman, but I know they won't, though, because, you know, everybody likes the slim grips because they don't profile in your pockets and stuff like that. But this one had a really good grip, the old one. And Oz 8A, I like Oz 8A because it's a stainless steel that I know how to get super sharp. And I just use like regular, you know, like sharpening systems. It gets super sharp on those. You don't have to be a professional knife sharpener or anything like that to maintain Oz 8A. And the other knife that I still use is my 4-inch Chow War and the 4-inch Holdout. I don't have those out here because got enough knives out here. And you guys have seen those before. So, and they're all Oz 8A knives. And I've been using them for like the last 10, 12 years or something like that. And they're awesome. Another set of knives that I've always used, and this is one I like to carry in front right pocket. This has always been a work knife for me. This is my American Lawman that I used to always carry to work. Before I started getting in all the flipper knives and stuff. This is the knife that used to always go to work with me. It's a CTS 6HP American Lawman. And it's the slim one. It's when they first came out with the slim ones. And I do like this one because it is slim and because it doesn't have the super hard texture. It's easier in your pockets. But this one I carry as a pocket knife and I clip it to my pants, so I like it better like that. This one I carry it inside a jacket pocket, you know, a thick leather motorcycle jacket pocket, and you don't see it. It's totally hidden away. And this is my other little mini Lawman. Now my little, what do you call it, the micro flip is sort of taking this one's place. This is my little knife that I used to always like to carry. I used to carry both of these together. I used to carry both my Lawmen together. And this is one I would pull out, like, you know, like if I was at the post office. I have a P.O. box also, so I go to the post office a lot. And I would pull out my mail there, and I you know, look through the mail and see if it's junk mail or good mail and throw it away or whatever. But I did it right there at the countertop, and I used to use this knife all the time. Now I use my micro flip. But this is another great little knife because I like the grip. This one is awesome because you can get a full 4-finger grip on it. And you know me, I don't have little tiny hands. Full 4-finger grip on it, and bam. Boom, boom. Or you can come back a little bit further and get a little bit more reach. This is an awesome little knife. I've always liked this little knife pretty much over all other little knives. This is a CTX 6HP blade. It's hollow ground. It's been resharpened and resharpened a lot of times. Right now, it's sort of a polished edge on it that last time I sharpened it. Absolutely love it. They don't make these no more. Cold Steel stopped making all these little... Cold Steel used to make some awesome little knives. And all these have triad locks. So they're super strong locking systems. All right. The next Cold Steel. Next Cold Steel is going to be the one that I got last year. Or I think it was last year, either last year or the year before, whenever they came out with the Oz 10. That's when I got this one. And I got my Snaggletooth stuff on it. Absolutely love the Snaggletooth stuff on the Voyagers. It works awesomely. Or Voyagers or the Recons, the big Recons too. Or the small Recons. It works excellent. It's always the American Tonto has always been one of my favorite blades, and this knife here, the Voyager, has always been one of my favorite knives to carry when I feel like I need to carry a defensive knife. Why? I like the handle, and the blades are awesome that come on the Voyagers. Lindsey Thompson designed these Voyagers to be folding fighter knives. He used to always carry the Vaquero. A Vaquero this size. And even before they became triads, he used to carry, he was the originator of the other Vaqueros. He used to always carry the Vaqueros that existed before these. Absolutely love these though. My favorite one is the Tonto. I got all the Tontos from all the different blade steels and all the different sizes. I even used to have the mini Tontos, but that one didn't fit my hand, and I had a friend that wanted it, so I let him have it. I sold it to him. But I love that. I love the Voyager. And the other big knife I have from last year, I think it was last year or the year before, whenever they came out with the Oz 10 Espadas, that's when I got this. And I polished the back of it. And I got the extra Espada XL too, but I didn't bother to put that one on the table. It would take up the table. But this is one of my favorite knives too. I love this knife too. This is a knife I used to carry when they didn't have the new oh, I love this knife. The new Tau Wars. This one's still in my drawer. This is my EDC drawer. But I still like to carry this one sometimes. This knife is more heavy duty than a Tau War. And that's the reason why I like this one, because it's when I feel like I want to have a little bit more heavy duty knife, because I may need to use it for other things besides self-defense. Like, I don't like if you're going on a trip and you're camping or doing something like that, and there's multiple things that you may need to use a knife for. I'd rather carry this one than the Tau War. Because this one's sort of more like a folding camp knife. Or a folding hunter or folding camp knife. I don't know what you would want to call it. It's supposed to be the Spanish Navaja style. Absolutely love it. Excellent knife. Excellent knife. Still in use today. Still in use. The Oz 10 version. Alright. I think that's all the cold steels. All my old cold steels I still use. These are all cold steels that are in my EDC drawer from my other drawer that has a lot of my older knives I still use. And that's where all these knives come from pretty much. Except for a couple of the Hogues, because I wanted to pull them out just to show you guys. Because I don't carry this one and I don't carry this one. I don't carry this one anymore, but I used to carry this one before I got the Harley one. And now I carry the Harley one. Alright. Anyway, here we go. Next, let's do Benchmades. The SOCP. 391 BK. Still carry this one. This one's still in use. It'll probably always be in use. This is one of my favorite all-time folders. This falls into the favorite all-time class. Absolutely love this one. When I first got it, I carried it for like 6 months straight. I remember I even broke the spring on this one. I had to repair the spring. Now it has the wolf springs in it. Or is it the wolf springs? Or no, I don't think it's wolf springs. I think it's the set of springs I got off of eBay. I got like 10 of them for like $10 or something like that. They're probably from China or whatever, but you know what? It's been a couple of years now and I haven't broken any more springs. So maybe the ones that they had on eBay were better than the original ones. But I absolutely love this knife. Absolutely love it. It's a D2 blade. This has got the carbon fiber elite handle skills. I think but Benchmade's the only one I know of that uses carbon fiber elite. It's sort of like a polymer, I guess, and carbon fiber mixed together. I don't know how to explain it. It's actually pretty nice. It's very light. This knife is very light. That's one of the reasons why I like it. This has always been a front pocket knife for me. I used to even carry this to work all the time, but I wouldn't show it to anybody. But I just love the knife so much. I'm a stiletto person, and anytime a stiletto style knife comes out, I will probably always like it. I mean, if it's a quality made stiletto style knife, I've always wanted Cold Steel to make a crossbar lock tie light. And what's this? A crossbar lock stiletto. It's got a bayonet blade. It's almost like a dagger, but if right here is like where the flat starts. So I call it a bayonet. I don't know, you may want to call it a dagger or whatever. To me, a dagger is supposed to come all the way back. Both edges are supposed to match. Beautiful knife. This is a beautiful knife. All right, so that's enough for that one. The other one that's one of my favorites, one of my favorite Benchmades of all time, is a Contigo. I got like 3 of these, 3 or 4. I think I have 4 Contigos. This is one that I modified. It was I think it was a Knife Works exclusive. This is the stainless steel one. It has the M390 stainless steel blade instead of like I think the other ones have M4. The other 2 I have the blacked out ones. I have 2 M390 ones and 2 blacked out ones. And this one I put the polished scales on. And I got a set of carbon fiber scales I'd never put on the other one. I was going to modify the other one too. Never did. But this is one I've always used. Absolutely love this knife. It's one of my favorite fidgeting knives. For big knives. Awesome knife. Benchmade Contigo. Next one on the board is a Hogue. This is a switchblade. This is one I don't care. I just got to be a collector. I just wanted to see what a Hogue switchblade was like. And one reason why I'm bringing this out is because it's a plunge lock. Remember I was telling you guys I have lots of plunge lock knives? I found a whole roll of plunge lock knives in my safe I forgot that I had. And they're all flipper plunge locks. Well, I take it back. Half of them are, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of them are flippers, and the rest of them are deadbolts. But they're all CRKT knives. All the flipper ones are all Brian tie knives. Because I collected all the flipper plunge lock knives that were CRKT knives that were approved by Brian Ty or made after his style, made after his custom knives. I forgot that I did that. And I did that last year too, I think it was. Last year, so I should have been in the video, but oh well. Maybe I'll do a video on my push button collection. This is an awesome knife too. But it's a switchblade, and I don't like switchblades as much as I like manual knives. Why? Because it's harder to deal with them with one hand. I mean, sure, you could open it easy with one hand, but it's hard to close them with one hand. And I've gotten used to liking having knives that I can close with one hand. I just put the lock on it. But it's a beautiful knife. I can't remember, let me see, what kind of steel we got here. It's made in USA. It's the EXA01 is the model. And it's a 154 cm blade. So it's not the powdered steel. Okay, next one up would be this one. I think this is 154 cm also. All these are Elschwitz designs. And this is the model I was into before I got into the X5 model. I can't remember what the model number was. Let's see. It's not telling me. It's an EX. I can't remember which EX it is. And I like the Harpoon. I like the Harpoon American Tonto shape. I thought that was super cool. And I like the way the handle looks. This is one of my favorites. And this is a push button lock too. Works awesome. It's an awesome knife. Carries really nicely in the pocket too. This is a nice bigger knife. Then I moved up to the Hogue X5. And then once I got the Hogue X5, it was on like Donkey Kong. I think I got 1, 2. Can't remember how many I have. I think it's like 6 or 7 Hogue X5s. And they're all different. Each one's different. Because Hogue made a whole bunch of these in different ways. And they made them like, I don't know, for like 6 hour or whatever. They made all sorts of special edition ones. It's kind of fun to collect them. But this is one I used to carry. This is the first one I carried. Now I carry the Harley Davidson one, the blacked out one that you guys seen. Absolutely love it. Love Hogues. This is the first X5 that turned me on to X5s. Next up, this is one of my favorite little knives from Hogue, the Deca. It's a great little knife. It's got a 20 CV blade. This is the old model. It has the screws in the middle of the handle. Now they don't have the screws in the middle of the handle. They're a little bit nicer now. But I never had a problem with this one. I like this one. I carried this one a lot. Carry it to work. And let me see what else we got from last year and the year before. Oh, Clever Girl. Y'all know I love this one. Love it. Love it. Clever Girl. CRKT. Let's move on to the next one. I'm starting to use a lot of time here. Next one. I love this one. I love this one. This one has the ball bearing lock. And I put the Fly titanium ball bearing cage in it. Because I didn't like having the plastic cage holding the ball bearing. To me, that made it seem like a weak spot. But I carried the hell out of this knife. I really like this knife. It has a CTS 6HP blade, and you can see I wore part of it off. That's because I think I had my keys in my pocket that day, and so it got. I usually don't keep anything in the pocket that I carry a knife in. But for some reason, I think I accidentally did that. Messed up the knife a little bit. It's been resharpened. I think this is a S30V. And this is an American-made one. Made in Boulder, Colorado. Is that right? It says Golden, Colorado. I have a couple of these. The other one I have, I never use. This is the one I use. This is my user. It's a Manix 2 XL. Absolutely love it. Highly recommend this. It's a super strong lock, too. I got total faith in this lock. I don't worry about this lock folding on my hand or anything. I feel like it's a very strong lock. Like an Axis lock. But I think this might even be stronger than an Axis lock. I don't know. I just feel like it's a strong lock. The other great one that I like, and I support my knife rights, is Ritter Hogue. This is Knife Works exclusive, I think it is. Another great knife. It's got the Hogue Able Lock. The Hogue Able Lock to me is, can I say this? Smoother than an Axis lock. Hogue is really, look at this edge. Hogue really pays attention to detail. More so than, I don't know, any other American knife company that I've experienced. Can I say that? I really like Hogue. Every time I get a Hogue knife, I know it's going to be right. I mean, the edge is going to be awesome. The grinds are going to be right. Everything's just going to be right. Very high quality knives. I highly recommend this knife. For, you know, like an everyday EDC, this knife rocks. I carry this knife a lot too. The Hogue Ritter. One of my favorites from last year. This one was last year, this one was last year, and this one was last year. Alright. This one was last year too. The X5s. That's when I started getting into flippers. This one was last year also. This one was last year. This one was last year. These are old. Oh, what am I leaving out here? 154. This was last year too. Absolutely love this one. This is my favorite tie light. I put a lot of effort into this one though. It wasn't easy to make this knife. It was probably one of the ones I put the most effort into. Put a lot of effort into this one too though. But I could still make it better. Okay, is that it? That's it for the old ones? I think we covered them all, right? Pretty sure we covered them all. Alright, let's move on to the new ones. And as y'all know, the one that I anticipated the most, I wanted to have the most, was, bam, the new Tau War. New for this year. Absolutely love this knife. Just like the old ones. They made them from the same mint, or the same machinery, or whatever. I think these are exactly like the old ones. Just with the new blade steel, the S35EM blade steel, and new labeling. But these knives feel exactly like the old ones. Perfect. Perfect. Highly recommend them. The Tau War. This knife is perfectly balanced. For such a big knife, it's very easy to handle. Very easy to handle. Awesome knife. Highly recommend the Tau War. Beautiful knife. This is my favorite. Out of all the cold steel big knives to carry my front right pocket, this is number one. That's number one. Probably number two would be the number two and number three would be the Spyderco and the Voyager. In that order. But if I was actually ever going to go into combat and knew I was going to go into combat, I'd probably take the Voyager. Why? Because if it got destroyed, it wouldn't be a big loss. It's easy to go get another Voyager. That's why. And other than that, you know, it's got a great grip. What can you say? And this one I went the second the most. After the Tau War, I want the holdout. And this is exactly like the old holdouts too. Except for the new labeling and the new blade steel. I saw these going for, the serrated ones going for, was it 127? At Midway yesterday. Yesterday. Today is the 20th of December. For all y'all that might be interested in that, you might go want to jump on and see what Midway sales are. I don't know how many they got left there. Maybe that's, because usually when Midway chops down the prices that low, that means that they only have a few left. And they're just trying to clear them out. So I don't know. I started to get it, but I already have one. So I didn't. And I have several others too, so I really didn't need to get another one. But if I didn't have one, I would have jumped on it. But anyway, that's that one. The other big one that I like, that I got last year, or not last year, but this year. These are all this year. Yes, it's my Voyager. What they call this, the drop point? I call it the barong, the Filipino barong. I think it's more like a Filipino barong style blade. Drop point in the posterior portion of my physical anatomy. Yeah, right. This is I don't know who originally designed this. I don't know if it was designed before the company was taken over, but if it was designed before the company was taken over, I really know it was designed after a Filipino barong style, because Lindsay Thompson loves Filipino knife martial arts. That's where his idea for the luz on it. A whole lot of those knives come from the Philippines. The ideas for them. So if this has Lindsey Thompson's influence, I would think this is probably designed after a Barong style blade. Barong was like a short sword, and it's also used as a machete and utility knife, everything in the Philippines. I'm not sure if it's the one that they use to fight against the Spaniards, but they have a whole set of fighting arts designed around it. This knife feels so good in hand. It's an awesome knife. And it doesn't matter if you get the Tanto blade, the what do you call it, the Viraco, I forget, my mind's going blank on the other time. It starts with the V. Vaquero. The Vaquero, the Tanto, or the Chris, or what's the other one? The clip blade or the boy blade. Doesn't matter which blade that you choose. You know, you get whatever blade that fits your fancy or whatever style that you like, because they all have the same handle, and they all feel the same in the hand. I mean, because these knives are all balanced really nicely and stuff. They're not unbalanced. They're balanced like, they feel really good. They're easy to manipulate in your hand. I mean, it's a balanced knife. You could do that. It's hard to do that with a knife that's not balanced. Like if a knife is how did I say? It's not 50-50. And 50-50 needs to be around the finger choil, or the finger groove on the handle, where you actually grip the knife. If it's like 50-50 at that point, then it's going to be easy to manipulate in your hand. It'll be fast in the hand. This is a beautiful knife. It's very inexpensive. I think this is the best. If you want to get a fighting folder, the Voyagers are the best value for your dollar. Point blank. Better than any other knife. Any other knife. These are some of the best folding fighters, I think, period. And they're not even the most expensive knife on the market. And if they get messed up or destroyed, they're easy to replace. But anyway, next one that I really like, I got this year. Oh man, this is a beautiful knife. And it's another inexpensive knife that just functions. I think this is like $59. It was like I can't remember if I think it's a 4.8 or 5mm blade, something like that. I've always liked the SR1. I have the S35 ones. I have a few of them. And I used to carry those. The green one with the green handle, with the S35 VM blade. But you know what? This is smoother. This is smoother than those knives. This is like that old American Lawman that I was telling you about. That's the kind of smoothness it has. It's a super smooth knife. Beautiful knife. It's not, it's made out of inexpensive materials. It's got a what's it, HCR 13 MOV stainless steel blade. Inexpensive stainless steel blade. Inexpensive, grivery handles or whatever. But you know what? It feels really good in hand, and it really functions really well. Sometimes the material is not really the most important thing. Sometimes the most important thing is what your grip is like and the way it feels in your hand. Because if I have to use something for a self-defense folder, I want to have a really good grip. I want to be able to hold on to it. You know what I'm saying? And this, I feel like, it gives me that kind of confidence. Now, these knives are super badass, but they're super big and heavy. But I do like the 4Maxes, but to me, they're just too heavy for me to want an EDC. But I love these knives. We're talking about, a knife that inspires confidence. This inspires confidence. I mean, this just folded, and if you punch something with this folded in your hand, it's like having a weight in your hand. I mean, this is an awesome knife. But it's just too bulky and heavy for me to want to carry, but I do love these. I do love these. It's sort of like my feeling about the Raja, the big Raja. I love that too, but I don't carry it. I have about 2 or 3 of them, but I don't carry them because they're just too bulky or whatever. But if you go hiking or up in the mountains or something like that, then I'd want to carry it. Or if there was a zombie apocalypse. But I absolutely love these. These are the ones that were. This one was originally a regular SR1 that I bought this year, and then DLT Trading came out with their special edition ones, and they had the blackout blade with the green handle. And you know me, I swapped the handles because I wanted an all blacked out one. So I made an all blacked out one out of the two knives. Next up, let me see. The next cold steel will be that I got this year. Would be the new 8015, the 12.8A. I mean, the Oz 10A 8015. Love 8015s. I love these. These are a lot of fun. It takes a little skill though to figure out how it works, but once you do, they're a lot of fun. It's a great knife too. And this knife inspires confidence because I feel it's like a safe knife. Because as long as you're gripping it, you're holding that lock bar down on the blade tang. So, but I think this knife, if you're not gripping it, like if it's doing weight hangs tests or whatever, I don't know how strong it would be then. I think with additional grip of you holding it, makes this a really strong lock. I think it sort of requires people to hold it. I don't know. I never saw them test this one. Have any of you guys seen that one get tested? This is another great little CRKT. This one is D2 steel. It's not a flipper. It's actually a really great little pocket knife. It was in my drawer for a long time too, but I got bumped out because I got other knives that were more fidgety. This one's more like a regular pocket knife, the way you have to operate it. It doesn't fly open or whatever. But it might though if you loosen it up. I don't like knives to be loose. I don't like wobbly blades or anything. It's a great little knife though. And what's this model called? I forget what it's called. The Trask. The Trask. And it's got the deadbolt lock on it. The Flavio Kuma deadbolt. And this is one I got this year. I actually got this past month, I think. And I got this one to use as a knife comparison knife. It actually feels like a really nice knife. I see why people really like these. The weight of it feels really good. The construction of it's really nice. Actually, it's a really nice knife for a liner lock. And it's an Ontario Wrap Model 1, I think it's called. Another one I got this year would be, this is the auto that I bought. I bought a couple of autos. And this is a launch. I can't remember which launch number this is. But it's got 6061 aluminum handles. And it has a CPM. I think it's a CPM 154. Is that right? Yep, CPM 154, it says right here. CPM 154. Made in USA. It's got a stonewash finish with a flat ground stiletto blade. It's sort of like a Warren Cliff style blade too. The way that it's ground. It's got a very dainty tip. I wouldn't try to pry anything with this knife. To me, this is a letter opener. I like to open things with it. It's in my drawer. I use it all the time for its leather opener. And it's actually starting to get some beauty marks on it. I actually like it. It's a fun knife. Some knives I get just because they're fun. Do you guys ever do that? Just get something just because it's fun? And this one I got before I got this one because I wanted to get a California legal knife. Legal switchblade. And I have a ProTech California legal switchblade too. I don't know where that one's at. It's around here somewhere. I looked for it. But these are both Kershaws. They're both American-made knives. They're both CPM 154. This has got the black stonewash. I've actually carried this one a lot. This is one I use at the post office too. I just don't flick it out in front of somebody. They might see it after it's open, but I don't push the button in front of somebody. That might, even though it's a California legal knife, there's a lot of sheeple where I live. That's my Tie Light 6 that's new for this year that's been in my drawer. And I did a handle swap on it too with the old one. I can't remember what the color was. I want to say they were like a brownish color. Like, I think they called it earth or something. Absolutely love this knife. Love it. You know me, guys. I love the Tie Lights. I've always loved the Tie Lights. Well, that's all the knives there. These are the new ones for this year. I told you I didn't get that many that weren't flippers this year. And all the ones I got this year that were basically, they're all cold steels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cold steels out of 12 knives. 8 cold steels out of 12 knives. So, absolutely love cold steel. And last year, I didn't even try to put out all the cold steel knives I bought last year, because when the company folded, I tried to get every last thing that I ever. I have a lot of cold steel knives. Let me just say that. I have a lot of cold steel knives. And like I got 2 of these and 2 of these and I can't remember. Oh, I got the large size of this one too. I don't use the large size, just stays in the roll in the safe. But this is the one I use. But it's kind of ridiculous. Kind of ridiculous. My collection's getting kind of ridiculous. I need to get like a Patreon page and give it away to my Patreons. That's what I've been thinking about doing. Because I got way too many knives. I need to give some of them away. But, you know, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. That's something I sort of thought about doing next year. You know, looking into that and starting like a Patreon page or something like that. And then, you know, I can get not only give away knives, but I can, you know, buy knives with the Patreon money, and then the money that the knives I buy I can give away. Because I don't need any more knives. I really don't. This is kind of getting kind of crazy. Because knives are like taking over. I got way too many knives. I don't even know how many knives I got. I'm talking maybe over 1,000 or something, a couple thousand knives or something. I don't even know how many knives I got. I don't even know. I have no idea. I've been collecting knives the same way you see me doing this last year since about 2000 and I don't know, whenever the Triads came out. That's when I started really collecting. But before then, I used to collect too. I got other knives that you guys don't even know about that are like all classic case knives and queen cutlery knives and the old K-bar folding knives and the old charade, Walt American-made charades and Camillus knives that are all folding knives. They're all like the little pocket knives. I used to collect those first. Those and stilettos. The big knives I used to collect were stilettos. I got a lot of old stilettos. And then after I got done with that, I got into butterfly knives, balisongs. I got tons of balisongs. It's madness. It's madness. My collection is mad. It's mad. I need to give it away because I'm getting older now. I don't know what to do with all these knives. Got too many. But anyway, hope everybody's having a great Christmas, a great holiday, and I hope you all have the best New Year. I may not be making any more videos until next year. This might be the last video I make of this year. And so I just want to wish everybody the best holidays and the best time. And I just want everybody to have a beautiful and safe holiday. I want you to get together with your families and hug them and kiss them and tell them that you love them. And tell them how special they are. And just spread the love. Have a great holiday. Peace out. Stiletto.